What are going on, mortals? Mortal T here, and we're back on Ark Survival Evolved for How to Tame, a series where I cover every single tameable dino in Ark Survival Evolved, so you get the information that you need so you can tame whatever dino you want. But first, a small little disclaimer. I am currently on a boosted server. That means my taming rates are super high. That means I am going to tame really fast. This is for video purposes only. All the information that I am going to give you will work on any server, so you can get any dino you want. So, with that out of the way, let's get to what we're going to be taming today. So, this creature was first introduced in Scorched Earth, so that kind of narrows it down quite a bit of what this dino or creature could possibly be. I have got one wandering around up here. You may just see it. It's actually attacking a sheep right now. So yeah, it's the Mantis. So like I said, was introduced into Scorched Earth as a pretty cool creature. But Scorched Earth is no longer the map you can just get it on. This dino has gone across multiple maps, so you can get it on Scorched Earth, Ragnarok, Extinction, Valgrero, Crystal Isles, Genesis Part 2, Lost Island, and Fjordor. That's a lot of maps. So, what do you need in order to tame this? What's its favourite food? Well, its favourite food is a bit weird. It doesn't eat like meat or berries or anything. It eats horns. Yes, horns. You heard me right. So its preferred food is actually deathworm horns, which you can only get by killing deathworms out in the desert. And they can be extremely rare and difficult to kind of get. But don't worry. You don't just have to feed it deathworm horns. You can go for the woolly rhino horns as well. These will also work in taming this guy, and he's actually coming to get me. So let's get up out the way. These are extremely aggressive, as you can see. That was quite a long distance for it to aggro onto me. You have to keep that in mind as well. So once you have got one of its preferred foods, either the deathworm horn or the woolly rhino horn, I do recommend either wearing a ghillie suit or getting this bug repellent, which you can consume, and obviously the aggro range for bugs will be reduced, which is actually really nice, because this guy is not a knockout tame. This is a passive tame, so you're gonna have to get up close and personal without it aggroing onto you. Now, I don't know how many of these is going to take, but you can take whatever horn you're going to use, and you're going to put it in the last slot of your hotbar. Now, I doubt it might have fell off. It might have. I think it's it's fallen off. Okay, so now we've actually got to go and run and get this thing, because I think it was chasing after a sheep. And look, it's just it started aggroing on to everything and anything. That's why it's best to get it not around anything, because this will aggro onto anything and everything. And as you can see, it's now fighting two woolly mammoths, and I do not think this guy is going to win, just because it's only a low level. So let's just kill these mammoths like so, make it really easy. Right, and now, out in the wild, we can try and tame these guys. So as you can see, bug repellent, I'm pretty darn close to it, and it's not getting aggroed. We can walk up behind it and stuff. It's very nice. Make sure you have, like, no other tames or any other creatures nearby that it can aggro onto. Otherwise, it will aggro onto them, and you won't be able to tame this guy. So it's actually gone and killed, well, got rid of the corpses, and it's just aggroed onto everything. As you can see, it's a sheep now. It's gone onto the sheep. These usually have a lot of health, so yeah, you really have to be careful about anything that's around it, because once it's in like the aggro mode, you will not be able to tame this guy whatsoever. So now we have to really wait until it either kills a sheep or lose aggro or something kills it. So once it has killed anything and everything in its sights, make sure your bug repellent is still good. Obviously we do not want to face it from the front because you will get aggro even if you have the bug repellent on. So we're going to have to go in from the back. Make sure obviously it doesn't turn around suddenly and try and grab you, obviously, because its aggro will diminish any time of taming efficiency you have on it. So once we're up and close and personal and we have it in the last slot of our hotbar, you can go ahead and feed it. As you can see, we got a bit too close there and it got aggro onto us again. So yet again, because they have such a big aggro range, you're gonna have to get like super far away. As you can see, I'm up here and it's still coming to try and get me, and for me this is pretty far away. Now I do not know how many horns this is actually going to take for you Moors to actually tame one of these guys. So if you haven't got a lot of the death worm horns, I would recommend having some rhino horns just to back you up. Now this guy is still aggro. It's actually aggroed against my walls right here, which is actually no bueno, because as you can see, if you get up close and personal again, it's just going to not be able to tame. So what we're going to do, we want to lure it away from any type of structure, which is also necessary. So we're going to go high up until this guy cannot get aggroed onto us. As you can see, we're pretty high up and it's still getting rather aggro. So once you have broken its aggro, obviously what we're going to do, get up behind it, not too close and don't stay there for too long. Then we can feed it a death worm horn, which I have. And as you can see, I tamed it straight away. That's only because my tame rates are super high, so I tame everything like really fast. This was a 145. One death worm horn managed to tame it for me, but obviously it's going to be different if you're on a server that isn't as boosted as mine. It's going to take a lot longer and a lot more of these horns. But like I said, these can be kind of a pain in the butt because their aggro range is so big. They do get distracted quite a lot by other creatures around it and other structures. So just be aware of that. Keep it like out in the open with no tames around. Make sure you either got ghillie suit or bug repellent on, just to make it easier to get close to it so you don't aggro it. But more, that is how to tame the mantis. Very cool looking creature and awesome as well. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this has helped you out in some way, and I'll hopefully see you more in the next video.